안녕하세요, Cloudo입니다. Hey guys, Cloud here. Welcome back to another lesson recap. Today we're going to go through part 2 of question words. With these 2 lessons in your arsenal, you can ask all the questions you want. We also, at the end of this lesson, revisit 은, and 이, 가, so I'm sure you'll be excited for that. Alright, let's get into it. This lesson is divided into 7 parts. Part 1, 어떻게. 어떻게 is an adverb, and it's really easy to use. So, 이 음악 어떻게 생각을 해요? What do you think of this music? Now note, in Korean, we say, how do you think about something instead of what do you think about something? Let's look at another example. 그것을 어떻게 해요? How do you do that? Alright, another phrase you'll hear often actually is 어떻게 알았어? How did you know? Alright, now let's look at 어때. 어때 also means how, but it's used in like, how is it? Or how was it? Things like that. It's easier just to look at some examples. Because of Corona nowadays, there are online concerts. So if you attend any of them, my question to you is, online 콘서트 어때요? How were they? How's the online concert? You could also hear 어때? 좋아? How is it? Do you like it? Now let's look at these 3. 뭐 and 무엇 are practically the same, with 무엇 being more formal. They're both pronouns though. 무슨 is actually used to describe a noun. We'll start with 뭐 first, but I just want to show an example of 무슨 real quick. 무슨 색이었어요? What color was it? Alright, we'll come back to 무슨. Let's look at 뭐. 뭐 takes place of something unknown. So here, 뭐 먹었어? What did you eat? What you ate is unknown. So the answer could be chicken or hamburger or anything else really. I use this type of sentence a lot when I run into similar words in Korean. So 대개와 보통의 차이가 뭐야? What's the difference between 대개 and 보통? You can also use it this way. 이게 뭐야? What is this? 이게 뭐예요? What is this? You could point to something and just ask what it is. 무엇 is the same as 뭐, and it's actually also more often attached to but it doesn't have to be. Let's look at an example. 가장 큰 두려움은 무엇입니까? What do you fear the most? Goliath bird eaters. The answer is always Goliath bird eaters. Look it up. Now let's look at 무슨. 무슨 냄새야? What does that smell? 무슨 색깔 좋아해요? What color do you like? Okay. 어떤 and 어느. 어떤 means which. So does 어느, but 어떤 it's a bit similar to 무슨. For example, 요즘 어떤 게임 해요? Which games do you play nowadays? A lot because of Corona. Well, I don't, but I'm sure a lot of people do. You could also ask, 요즘 무슨 게임 해요? What games do you play versus which games do you play? Although you can see that their usages are similar, let's talk a little bit more about 어떤. 어떤 is used when you're choosing from a selection. So, for example, 꿈 안에서 어떤 언어로 생각하나요? What language do you dream in? Now, you're selecting from the languages that you could possibly dream in. So it's coming from a selection, you're choosing from a selection. The second usage, you can't really confuse it with 무슨 because it talks about what something is like. For example, 어떤 노래인가요? What kind of song is it? Finally, a common usage is to indicate that some person or something, like nothing, not something specific, not a specific person or thing. So for example, 어떤 남자는 어제 여기에 왔어. Some man came here yesterday. 어느 also means which, but more as in which of these. So, for example, 어떤 책 골랐어요? Which book did you choose? Now, you can see how 어느 and 어떤 can be confusing. So let's look at them side by side. 어떤 노래가 좋아요 versus 어느 노래가 좋아요. 어떤 gives the feeling of like, what kind of song do you like? Whereas 어느 feels like, which one of these songs do you like? The difference can be confusing since there's a lot of overlap, and especially with 어떤, 어느, and 무슨. But luckily, there's a whole table at the end of the section online that compares 무슨, 어떤, and 어느. I recommend you take a second look at it, and don't worry about it too much. Eventually you'll get the feel for all 3, and I know it can be hard to absorb all of them at the same time. So just take your time with them. Now let's look at 몇. We learned before one usage of 몇, and today we're going to learn how to ask how many using 몇. Let's look at an example. 사과 몇 개 샀어요? How many apples did you buy? 우리 집에서 액티비티 몇 개 했어? How many activities did we do at home? It's also used to ask how old someone is or what the time is. So 몇 살이에요? For how old are you? Now let's look at another word that means how many. 얼마나. 얼마나 can mean how, as in how often, or how pretty, or how long. For example, 얼마나 됐어? How long has it been? 한국어를 얼마나 자주 공부해요? How often do you study Korean? 집에서 얼마나 자주 요리를 하나요? How often do you cook at home? Things like that. 얼마 is also a word that you can use to ask how much something is. So 이게 얼마예요? How much is this? Okay, now the moment we've all been waiting for, some more on 는, 은, and 이, 가. Let's start off with 는, 은. What I'm going to do is I'm going to list all the usages that we've learned. And you can see that the first one of both is kind of similar. So the first one is to denote a subject of a sentence. 나는 밥을 먹었다. I ate rice. To compare something, so like with the mountain example, 이 산은 높다. This mountain is high, like compared to something else. You can look back at lesson 17 for this. And also to state a general fact, like 여름 날씨는 좋다. Summer weather is good. Those are the three usages we've talked about. Now let's look at 이 and 가. They also denote a subject of a sentence. So 고양이가 집 뒤에 있다. It indicates something specific, like we mentioned with the weather. 날씨가 좋다. The weather is nice. Also to stress that the subject did the action, or the adjective. So 내가 먹었어, as in I'm the one who ate. And then we learned that we also use it when we have adjectives and we place them on objects in the sentences. So 나는 펜이 있다. We wouldn't say 나는 펜을 있다. Also, same thing with 아니다. We say 학생, 나는 학생이 아니다. And also with 되다. So we say 나는 선생님이 되고 싶다. If you can remember all these and organize them in your head some way, you're a genius. For the rest of us, I think you should take it a step by step and just really try to feel what's the intention behind the particle usage whenever you see it being used. We'll continue providing information on this topic, but for now I think this is good enough. That's it for this lesson. It was a long lesson, and I didn't even go into much detail as I wanted to. I initially planned for a much more thorough explanation of the last section, but I decided not to. If you want the full details, check out the lesson online, and also check out the dictation video that goes along with this lesson. If you have any questions, tweet at us or check out our Facebook or leave a comment down below. You'll find links for everything in the description.